welcome to our kitchen. We're about to embark on a culinary journey through Europe, exploring the heart and soul of 6 different countries, all without needing a passport. Today, we're diving headfirst into 6 of the most sought-after European recipes. These aren't your average bland dishes. These are the dishes that define their nations. Get ready to roll up your sleeves, because we're about to explore the intense flavors of Italy, France, England, Spain, Greece, and Hungary. Believe me, you'll be thanking me later. All right now, we're starting our culinary adventure in Italy, the land of passion, love, and bloody fantastic food. And when it comes to Italian classics, it doesn't get much more iconic than pasta carbonara. This isn't some soggy mess you order from a takeaway. This is a dish that demands respect, finesse, and a love for simple, quality ingredients. First off, the pasta. Forget your dried-out spaghetti. We're using fresh hand-rolled tagliatelle. It's got the perfect bite, the perfect texture, and it soaks up the sauce like a dream. Speaking of sauce, we're ditching the cream. That's right, you heard me. True carbonara relies on the silky emulsion of pasta water, eggs, and Parmesan cheese. Get this wrong, and you'll end up with scrambled eggs, and nobody wants that. Next, the guanciale. This, my friends, is the heart and soul of the dish. We're talking cured pork jowl, slowly rendered until it's crisp and golden. Forget your bacon. This is in a different league. Dice it up, fry it until it's singing, and then let it work its magic with the pasta water and cheese. Now, for the eggs. We're using fresh, free-range yolks, beaten with a generous grating of pecorino romano cheese. Season it with a pinch of salt and a good crank of black pepper. Remember, the heat from the pasta will cook the eggs, so don't even think about overcooking them. Once your pasta is cooked al dente, it's time to assemble this masterpiece. Working quickly, add the pasta to the pan with the guanciale, along with a ladleful of pasta water. Toss it all together, coating the strands in that beautiful glossy sauce. Now, take the pan off the heat and add your egg and cheese mixture. Stir it constantly, ensuring the heat from the pasta gently cooks the eggs, creating a velvety, luxurious sauce. Finally, serve your carbonara immediately, with an extra grating of pecorino romano and a final twist of black pepper. There you have it, a pasta carbonara that would make even the most discerning Italian nonna proud. Next stop, France, the land of romance, elegance, and of course, bloody good food. And when it comes to French classics, you can't go past a soul-warming French onion soup. This isn't some watery broth with a few soggy onions thrown in. This is a labor of love, a symphony of flavors that will have you licking the bowl clean. First things first, the onions. And not just any onions. We're talking about sweet caramelized onions that have been cooked low and slow until they're practically melting. Slice them thin, sweat them down in butter and a touch of oil until they're golden brown and smelling divine. This takes time, but trust me, it's worth it. Now, for the stock. We're using a rich, flavorful beef stock simmered for hours with aromatic vegetables and herbs. This is the backbone of our soup, so don't cut corners here. Use the best quality stock you can find, or better yet, make your own. Once the onions are caramelized and the stock is simmering away, it's time to deglaze the pan. This is where we add a splash of dry sherry or white wine, scraping up all those delicious brown bits from the bottom of the pan. This adds another layer of flavor to the soup that you just can't beat. Now, combine your caramelized onions, rich stock, and deglazed pan juices in a large pot. Bring it to a simmer and let it bubble away gently for at least 30 minutes, allowing the flavors to meld and deepen. While the soup simmers, it's time to prepare the croutons. Slice a baguette into thick slices and brush them with olive oil. Toast them in the oven until they're golden brown and crispy. Now, for the piece de resistance, the Gruyere cheese. Grate a generous amount and set it aside. To serve, ladle the hot soup into oven-proof bowls. Top each bowl with a toasted crouton and a generous pile of grated Gruyere cheese. Pop the bowls under a hot grill until the cheese is melted and bubbly, forming a golden crust over the soup. And there you have it. A French onion soup that's the very definition of comfort food. Right now, we're off to England. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bland food, soggy chips, and rainy days. But listen up, because we're about to tackle a dish that's the crown jewel of British cuisine. Beef Wellington. This is a showstopper, a dish that requires precision, skill, and a whole lot of love. First, the beef. We're using only the finest cut of beef tenderloin, trimmed and tied to perfection. This needs to be seared until it's beautifully browned all over, sealing in all those delicious juices. Don't even think about overcooking it. We want it rare and juicy in the middle. Next, the duxelles. This is a mixture of finely chopped mushrooms, shallots, and herbs, cooked down until it's rich, earthy, and intensely flavorful. This will add a layer of umami to the beef that will knock your socks off. Now, the pastry. Forget your shop-bought puff pastry, we're making our own. It's all about layering cold butter into the dough, creating hundreds of flaky, buttery layers that will melt in your mouth. Once you've got your seared beef, your flavorful duxelle, and your homemade puff pastry, it's time to assemble this masterpiece. Lay out a sheet of pastry and spread a thin layer of duxelles over the top. Place the seared beef tenderloin on top of the duxelles and carefully wrap the pastry around the beef, sealing it tightly. Now brush the pastry with egg wash and score it lightly with a sharp knife. This will help the pastry to cook evenly and give it that beautiful golden brown finish. Bake it in a preheated oven until the pastry is puffed and golden and the beef is cooked to your liking. Let it rest for at least 15 minutes before slicing and serving. This will allow the juices to redistribute, ensuring every bite is tender, juicy, and bursting with flavor. There you have it, a beef Wellington fit for a king. Chapter 4: Paella, a taste of Spanish sunshine. Next up, we're off to sunny Spain. Get ready for a fiesta in your mouth with a vibrant and flavorful paella. This dish is all about bringing people together, sharing food, and enjoying life's simple pleasures. First things first, the paella pan. This isn't just any old pan. It's a wide, shallow pan with sloping sides, specially designed to create the perfect paella. The wide surface area allows the rice to cook evenly, while the sloping sides help to create that crispy caramelized bottom layer known as the socarrat. Now the rice. We're using bomba rice, a short-grain rice that absorbs liquid like a sponge and retains its texture during cooking. Rinse the rice thoroughly to remove excess starch, then set it aside. Next, the sofrito. This is the base of our paella, a flavorful mixture of sautéed onions, tomatoes, garlic, and peppers. It's the foundation upon which all the other flavors will build. Now for the protein. Paella is a versatile dish, so you can use whatever you like. Chicken, chorizo, seafood, rabbit. The possibilities are endless. Brown your chosen protein in the paella pan, then set it aside. It's time to build our paella. Add the rice to the pan and toast it lightly for a minute or two. This will help to give the rice a nutty flavor and prevent it from sticking together during cooking. Now, add the sofrito, saffron water, and enough stock to cover the rice. Bring the mixture to a simmer, then arrange your chosen protein and any other ingredients you like on top of the rice. We're adding artichoke hearts, peas, and mussels for a taste of the sea. Cover the pan and cook over a low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the rice has absorbed all the liquid and the protein is cooked through. Resist the urge to stir the paella during cooking, as this will make it mushy. Once the paella is cooked, remove it from the heat and let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. This will allow the flavors to meld and the socarrat to develop. And there you have it, a taste of Spanish sunshine on a plate. Chapter 5: Musaka A Greek Tragedy. Of deliciousness. Listen up, you lot. We're off to Greece, the land of ancient history, crystal clear waters, and some of the most delicious food on the planet. And when it comes to Greek classics, you can't go past moussaka. This isn't just a layered casserole. It's a symphony of textures and flavors that will transport you straight to a Greek taverna. First things first, the eggplant. Now, this is where most people go wrong. They fry the eggplant, making it greasy and heavy. Not in our kitchen. We're grilling the eggplant slices until they're tender and lightly charred, giving them a smoky depth of flavor. Next, the meat sauce. We're using ground lamb, cooked with onions, garlic, tomatoes, and a touch of cinnamon and oregano for that classic Greek flavor. This sauce needs to be rich, flavorful, and simmered until it's thickened beautifully. Now for the bechamel sauce. This creamy, luxurious sauce is the crowning glory of the moussaka. We're making it from scratch, whisking butter, flour, and milk together until it's smooth, velvety, and seasoned to perfection. Don't even think about using that store-bought rubbish. Time to assemble this Greek masterpiece. Layer the grilled eggplant slices in a baking dish, followed by the rich meat sauce. Top it all off with a generous layer of our homemade bechamel sauce, and sprinkle over a final dusting of grated cheese. Bake it in a preheated oven until the top is golden brown and bubbly. Let it rest for at least 15 minutes before serving, allowing the flavors to settle and the sauce to thicken slightly. There you have it, a moussaka that's a true taste of Greece. Chapter 6: Goulash, a Hungarian rhapsody. All right, you lot, our final destination. We're finishing our culinary journey in Hungary, a country known for its hearty stews, its vibrant culture, and its love of good food. And when it comes to Hungarian classics, you can't go past goulash. This isn't just a soup, it's a rich, flavorful stew that will warm you from the inside out. First things first, the beef. We're using chuck steak, cut into cubes and browned until it's beautifully caramelized all over. This will add a depth of flavor to the goulash that you just can't get from using leaner cuts of meat. Now for the onions. And I'm not talking about a few measly chopped onions. We're talking about a mountain of onions, slowly caramelized until they're sweet and golden brown. This is the heart and soul of the goulash, so don't be shy. Next, the paprika. And not just any paprika. We're using Hungarian sweet paprika, which has a deep, rich flavor that's essential to authentic goulash. Add a generous amount to the pan with the beef and onions, along with some caraway seeds and a touch of cumin for an extra layer of flavor. Now, for the vegetables. We're adding diced carrots, celery and potatoes, which will add sweetness, texture and body to the goulash. Cook them with the beef, onions and spices for a few minutes, allowing the flavors to meld. It's time to deglaze the pan. Add a splash of red wine, scraping up all those delicious brown bits from the bottom of the pan. This adds another layer of flavor to the goulash that you just can't beat. Finally, add enough beef stock to cover the meat and vegetables. Bring the mixture to a simmer, then cover the pan and cook over a low heat for at least 2 hours, or until the beef is meltingly tender. Serve your goulash hot, garnished with a dollop of sour cream or yogurt and a sprinkle of fresh parsley. And there you have it, a Hungarian rhapsody in a bowl. And there you have it, 6 incredible European recipes that are guaranteed to tantalize those taste buds and leave you wanting more. From the creamy decadence of pasta carbonara to the hearty warmth of Hungarian goulash, we've explored the heart and soul of European cuisine. Remember, cooking isn't about following a recipe blindly. It's about understanding flavors, respecting ingredients, and putting your own personal touch on every dish. Now get out there, get cooking, and show me what you're capable of. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more delicious Culinary Recipe Creations recipes from around the world. And as always, keep those kitchens clean and those standards high. Happy cooking!